Welcome back to Wolverine Women. I'm Emily Haydel here with Michigan women's track and cross country runner Erin Finn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderfully. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for asking. So I want to start off, I have it here because there's so many accolades that you have, but you are the fastest 10K runner of any native Michigander. You lead the nation in the fastest runs under 15:35. And no woman in history has run faster than 15:30 more than once in the NCAA Indoor Track Championships, and you've done it twice. How do you, and also you major in biochemistry, which is an accolade in itself. How do you balance all of that? You know, how do you stay focused?
I think kind of the structure that training provides really helps. I mean, we do pretty much the same thing every day, and our weeks are structured out the same way. And so, when you have time to do homework, you do homework. When you have time to run, you run. And there's just not enough time for distraction, and that really helps.
So, do you ever feel like stressed out or like overwhelmed, or is it just like you have routine just down pat?
I think everybody feels distracted and overwhelmed at one point or another, but the routine definitely helps when like things really start to pile up. It's very comforting to know that everything has a time and a place, and it helps to get through it all for sure.
So the more impressive thing about this is that you've had a lot of injuries throughout your running career, and you've been able to come back and have all these accolades. What's motivated you each time getting through those injuries and rehabbing to be able to come back stronger?
I think it just has to do with how much I love running and competing. It just feels right when I'm racing and running and trying to get the best out of myself, and it's something I never want to lose, and it's something that I will continue on after my time at Michigan and after I'm done racing competitively, because I just love running. So that it's easy for me to want to come back because you don't stay away from something that you love.
Right. And one of those things you talked about after you leave Michigan, 2020 Olympics is coming up. Well, 3 years from now, but you were also in the training for the Olympic trials last summer. What was that experience like? You had to take off from the outdoor season. What was that training like to, get on the Olympic regimen? Was it any different than what you were already doing?
It was a little more intense. We definitely stepped it up a notch, and there was a little less racing because I wasn't on the collegiate schedule, but I really enjoyed it. I love hard training, so that was awesome. And for the most part, it was kind of what I normally do, though.
Okay, so who were you here? Like, who was training you while you were here?
My current coach right now, Coach Mike McGuire.
Okay.
And I was working with. He also coaches some professional athletes, Nicole Cifuentes, who's a Canadian Olympian, and Amanda Eccleston, who placed 4th at the U.S. Olympic trials in the 1500. And then Shannon Osika is a Michigan grad, and he coaches a whole bunch of Michigan alums, and I was training with them and then with my teammates as well.
Okay. And I was reading a story today about 2 seasons ago for cross country when you were running and you were at Louisville, and someone stepped on both of your shoes or both of your spikes and they came off, and you just kept running like a third of the way through the race. Can you tell me about that experience, because that's insane?
Yeah, it was crazy that she was able to clip my shoes without injuring me at all. So I was really lucky, and I actually was able to run on a fairly uneven and gritty course, and like there were lots of roots and stuff and things to step on. I was able to run on that without getting injured at all, which was really nice. And even though it did hurt, my feet came out unscathed. Yeah. And there's just like, when you have teammates kind of relying on you like you do in cross country, because cross country really truly is a team sport, where you score 5 individuals, and that's kind of what determines how you place as a team. It really drives you to do things you wouldn't ordinarily do. So I knew that I had teammates relying on me, and that made the pain of not being able to do what they expected of me would have been far worse than any pain from not wearing shoes.
So when you're out there on the track, or on the course by yourself, like, are you thinking about the teammates that are out there, supporting you there, or are you just kind of like set in your own mind?
You kind of have different minds, I guess, when you're racing. Under it all that you have, teammates who are out there working hard, and that makes your struggle a little bit more manageable, and it makes it feel like you're doing something right. But that's never really on the forefront of my mind. And then a lot of times I'm just thinking about getting to the next like, not barrier, but the next division in the course, so like the next K or the next mile, and that helps me break it up. So I think about that a lot. And then I also think about how I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So those are kind of the three things I think about.
So like I said, 2020 Olympics, they're on the horizons, people are starting to train for them. Is that something you're looking forward to doing?
Definitely. I mean, life has lots of twists and turns. But it's definitely a dream. I wanted to be an Olympian since I heard what the Olympics were, so it's definitely something that I really want to do, but I'm not going to let an Olympic team define my career, define me as a runner. So.
And who would you say you look up to as a cross-country and track runner? Who do you look up to most?
I think I'd have to say one of my favorite runners of all times is Des Linden. She actually just ran the Boston Marathon and placed 4th. And she just is so tough, and she's not afraid of, creating lofty goals and, going out and grinding and just giving everything she has. And I just really admire that. So I really look up to her.
Do you plan on competing in any of the marathons, Boston or New York?
Yeah, that's, I think if I make an Olympic team, the marathon would be my event. We'll see. It's such a different beast from what I run right now, but I would love to run marathons someday. And of course, Boston and New York are 2 must-dos.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you all for watching Wolverine Remnant, and we'll see you next fall.